All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're looking at exactly how to take a random $1,000 windfall and turn it from, a fleeting weekend of spending into the very first building block of actual wealth. We've all been there, right? Daydreaming about a little extra cash, only to watch it vanish into a black hole of takeout food and impulse buys. But the thing that separates people who build lasting wealth from those who just stay financially stagnant, it usually comes down to exactly how they handle these exact moments.
So imagine someone hands you $1,000 right now. There's no debt attached to it, you didn't win the lottery, and it's not some complicated inheritance. It is just an extra grand sitting right there in your account. How are you going to deploy it? Would you buy the newest phone? Maybe book a weekend getaway? Or, I don't know, finally upgrade your gaming setup with a bunch of games you'll probably never actually play? For most people, the answer is a resounding yes to one of those three.
And honestly, right there is the fundamental difference between the typical consumer and the wealth builder. Most people just default to consumption. They upgrade their lifestyle in ways that lose value almost instantly. $1,000 can literally disappear in a single weekend. Or, as we're going to see today, it can become the bedrock of your financial future. It's the difference between money that just evaporates into thin air and money that actively goes to work to build your future. To show you exactly how to be that wealth builder, we're going to walk through a highly structured 5-step blueprint. No hype, just the facts. Step 1, we'll build a financial foundation. Step 2, eliminate high-interest debt. Step 3, invest in your skills. Step 4, invest and multiply. And finally, Step 5, uncover the real wealth secret. All right, let's kick things off with Step 1, build a financial foundation, which is all about playing defense first. So many people believe a lump sum of cash has to go straight into the stock market immediately. But actually, scratch that. It's entirely wrong. Out of our $1,000, we are allocating the very first $300 strictly toward financial defense. Why? Because life is totally unpredictable. If your car breaks down next month, or you suddenly lose your job, and all your money is tied up in the stock market, guess what happens? You are forced to sell your investments, and you almost always end up doing it at the worst possible time when the market is down.
That's exactly why you have to ask yourself one incredibly simple question. Do I have an emergency fund? If the answer is no, this $300 goes straight into a high-yield savings account. Now, let's be super clear. This $300 is not going to make you rich, but it acts as a vital buffer. It stops small, everyday emergencies from spiraling into total financial disasters. Real wealth isn't just about making money. It's heavily about avoiding incredibly expensive mistakes.
Moving right along to Step 2, eliminate high-interest debt, or as I like to call it, stopping the leaks.
So, now that our defense is set, we've got to plug those leaks. We need to examine every single debt you owe. Credit cards, personal loans, basically anything charging you a double-digit interest rate. Look, if you're paying a massive 24% in credit card interest, trying to earn a modest 10% return in the stock market makes absolutely zero mathematical sense. You're taking one step forward and 2.5 steps back. The truth is, sometimes the absolute smartest, highest-yielding investment you can possibly make is simply eliminating high-interest debt before you even try to grow your wealth. Paying off a credit card that charges 24% is literally a guaranteed 24% return on your money. You are just not going to find those numbers anywhere else in the market. Before you try to grow your wealth, you absolutely have to stop losing it. That brings us to Step 3. Invest in your skills to increase your earning potential. Wealthy people intuitively understand a reality that most people completely overlook. Your current income acts as a ceiling. It strictly dictates how much you can ultimately invest. I mean, you can only cut your expenses so much, right? But your earning potential is virtually limitless. So we're going to strategically allocate the next $200 of our windfall specifically toward improving your personal value in the marketplace. The highest returning asset you will ever own is, without a doubt, yourself. You could use that $200 to buy books, take an online course, or maybe get a new certification. Unlike a brand new phone that starts losing its value the literal minute you walk out of the store, investing in high ROI skills like AI, sales, programming, digital marketing, or video editing, well, that compounds over time. A valuable skill learned today can keep paying you dividends for decades into the future, dramatically raising that income ceiling we just talked about. Okay, Step 4, invest and multiply. This is where we grow your capital.
All right, so defense is set, leaks are plugged, skills are upgraded. Now we go on the financial offense. We're taking our remaining $500 and deploying it directly into diversified investments to multiply our money. But let's be very clear about this. We are definitely not chasing whatever meme stock happens to have laser eyes on social media today, and we're sure as heck not gambling your hard-earned money on a crypto coin named after a dog.
Instead, the goal is to buy into low-cost index funds consistently. Why? Because instead of crossing your fingers and betting everything on the success of just one single company, an index fund lets you buy tiny pieces of hundreds of top-performing companies all at once. Historically speaking, while individual companies rise and fall, the broader markets go up over long periods of time. And the real secret here? It isn't about timing the market to buy at the absolute bottom and sell at the absolute top. Almost nobody can do that reliably. The real key is time in the market. If you start today, add consistently for 5 years, and hold for 20, well, those small, seemingly insignificant amounts magically transform into large fortunes. It's all thanks to the incredible power of compound interest. To truly accelerate this compounding process, you've got to remember that investing alone rarely makes people wealthy. Income does. So you take those high ROI skills you learned back in step 3, apply that knowledge during your free time, and build a side income. Think freelancing, content creation, offering online services. The goal here isn't to become a millionaire overnight. The goal is to create a constant stream of money so that every single extra dollar earned gets reinvested right back into those index funds. And finally, step 5, the real wealth secret, which is all about mindset over money. This brings us to the absolute most surprising truth about that initial $1,000 we started with. Because when you talk to people who have successfully built long-term wealth, they'll actually tell you that the money itself was the least important part of the equation. People who build real wealth experience this massive mindset shift. Instead of looking at cash and asking, what can this buy for me right now? They completely rewire their brains to ask this exact question instead. How can this money make more money? That single, powerful shift in perspective changes absolutely everything. The reality is, $1,000 alone won't change your life. But the mental muscles you build while managing it, oh, they absolutely will. By following this blueprint, you are actively learning discipline by saving that $300. You're learning consistency by paying down debt and investing into index funds. And you're learning patience by waiting for compound interest to do its thing. Those habits are worth infinitely more than the cash itself.
The path to financial freedom isn't flashy, and it definitely doesn't happen overnight. It's built on simple, highly effective strategies executed over time. You don't need millions to begin building your financial future. You really just need to make smart, calculated decisions with what you have right now. So the next time extra cash hits your account, ask yourself, are you going to buy a momentary distraction, or are you finally going to buy